Imagine a universe where life doesn't just exist on planets or moons, but within the crushing depths of black holes themselves. What if these enigmatic voids weren't empty tombs, but thriving ecosystems for unimaginable entities? Entities that bend space-time to their will, rewriting the laws of physics as we know them. This isn't science fiction, it's a journey into the unknown. Prepare to explore the ultimate frontier, sentient beings born from singularities, whose existence challenges everything humanity thought it understood about reality. Could they be watching us now? Or even influencing our world without us realizing it? Stay tuned to uncover the truth behind Black Hole Beings Dash. Don't forget to subscribe for more mind-bending adventures. The cosmos stretches infinitely before human eyes, vast and indifferent, its secrets locked away in the silence of stars and the darkness between them. Yet among all celestial phenomena, none has captured the collective imagination quite like black holes. They are paradoxes wrapped in riddles, places where time ceases to flow and matter collapses under its own weight. For centuries, scientists theorized about what lies beyond the event horizon, the point of no return. But what if those theories were incomplete? What if black holes weren't merely destructive forces but cradles of creation, nurturing forms of life so alien they defy comprehension? In the year 2147, humanity's most ambitious project came to fruition, the Quantum Horizon Probe. Designed to withstand conditions that would annihilate any ordinary spacecraft, this probe carried instruments capable of detecting anomalies deeper than ever before. Its mission was simple: to peer closer at Sagittarius A-, the supermassive black hole at the heart of the Milky Way, and uncover whether anything could survive such extremes. As data streamed back across light years, researchers noticed something peculiar. Patterns emerged, not random fluctuations but deliberate sequences, almost like signals. At first dismissed as interference, further analysis revealed these patterns bore uncanny resemblance to communication protocols used by artificial intelligences on Earth. Could it be possible? Were there minds lurking in the abyss, reaching out through the fabric of space-time itself? Skeptics argued it was mere coincidence, echoes of cosmic noise misinterpreted by overzealous algorithms. But others dared to dream bigger. If life could arise from primordial soup on Earth, why not from the chaotic energy swirling around black holes? After all, evolution thrives in adversity, adapting organisms to thrive where survival seems impossible. And what greater challenge exists than existing inside a singularity? As debates raged within scientific circles, one name became synonymous with the investigation: Dr. Alara Voss. A physicist turned astrobiologist, she had spent decades studying extremophiles, organisms flourishing in Earth's harshest environments. Her work laid the groundwork for understanding how life might adapt to seemingly uninhabitable realms. When presented with the probe's findings, she didn't hesitate. Gathering a team of experts ranging from quantum mechanics specialists to xenolinguists, she embarked on a quest to decode the mysterious transmissions emanating from Sagittarius A-. Their breakthrough came unexpectedly. By applying principles of information theory combined with advanced machine learning models, they isolated a repeating sequence embedded within the signal. It wasn't language as humans knew it. Instead, it operated on multidimensional matrices far beyond conventional syntax. Each iteration seemed to describe a structure, a blueprint of sorts, for something both organic and mechanical. Whatever created this pattern possessed intelligence unlike anything encountered before. More importantly, it hinted at purpose. Perhaps these beings weren't merely surviving near black holes, they were harnessing their power. To grasp the implications of this discovery required rethinking fundamental concepts of biology and physics. Traditional definitions of life revolve around carbon-based chemistry, water as a solvent, and environments conducive to metabolic processes. Yet here was evidence suggesting entirely different paradigms. Black holes represent regions of immense gravitational pull, where temperatures soar and pressures crush. To inhabit such a domain, any organism would need mechanisms fundamentally alien to terrestrial life. Some speculated they might rely on exotic particles like quarks or gluons rather than atoms. Others proposed they existed purely as fields of energy, untethered from physical form. Dr. Voss coined a term for these hypothetical entities: gravitonic organisms. Unlike biological cells bound by membranes, gravitonic organisms would derive structure and function directly from interactions with space-time curvature. Imagine beings whose very essence intertwined with the warping of dimensions, allowing them to manipulate gravity waves as effortlessly as humans breathe air. Such creatures wouldn't perceive existence linearly. Instead, they'd experience simultaneity, viewing past, present, and future as interconnected facets of a single continuum. But how did they communicate? That question consumed the research team. Through painstaking analysis, they identified recurring motifs within the decoded sequences resembling fractals, self-repeating geometric shapes found throughout nature. Fractals often signify efficiency and adaptability, traits essential for survival. Applying computer simulations, the team reconstructed three-dimensional models based on these patterns. What emerged defied logic. The structures appeared biomechanical, blending organic fluidity with crystalline precision. Tentacle-like appendages radiated outward, each branching into increasingly complex networks. At their core lay pulsating nodes emitting rhythmic bursts of energy, reminiscent of neural activity. This revelation sparked heated discussions. Were these visualizations accurate representations of the being's anatomy, or merely symbolic interpretations filtered through human biases? Regardless, the consensus grew clear. Whatever resided near Sagittarius A wielded capabilities far surpassing human technology. Their ability to encode messages within gravitational waves suggested mastery over forces humanity barely understood. Moreover, the act of transmitting signals implied intent, a desire to connect, albeit on terms incomprehensible to outsiders. While some marveled at the possibilities, others voiced concerns. Contacting extraterrestrial intelligence carries inherent risks, especially when dealing with entities potentially millions of years ahead technologically. History offered cautionary tales of civilizations destroyed upon encountering superior powers. Still, curiosity outweighed fear. Humanity couldn't resist probing deeper, driven by the eternal quest for knowledge. Preparations began for a daring experiment, broadcasting a response using modified versions of the detected patterns, hoping to establish dialogue. Crafting a reply posed unprecedented challenges. How does one converse with beings operating outside familiar frameworks? Language relies on shared context, yet nothing about human experience aligned with the presumed realities of gravitonic organisms. Every attempt risked misinterpretation, or worse, offense. Undeterred, Dr. Voss and her colleagues devised a strategy rooted in universality. Mathematics, considered the universal language, formed the foundation. Embedding equations describing fundamental constants alongside depictions of Earth's location aimed to convey peaceful intentions. Transmission occurred via a network of orbital satellites equipped with high-frequency emitters. For weeks, humanity waited anxiously, scanning incoming data streams for signs of acknowledgement. Then, finally, a response arrived. Unlike previous signals, this one pulsed with urgency, its complexity exceeding initial transmissions. Decoding proved arduous, requiring refinements to existing algorithms. Slowly, fragments coalesced into coherent meaning. Not words, per se, but abstract concepts translated into visual metaphors accessible to human cognition. One image dominated, a spiral galaxy viewed edge-on, bisected by a luminous filament stretching toward the galactic center. Overlaying this scene were concentric rings rippling outward, evoking shockwaves propagating through space-time. Accompanying annotations depicted trajectories intersecting Earth's solar system. Was this an invitation? A warning? Interpretations varied wildly, fueling speculation worldwide. Media outlets seized upon the story, dubbing it First Contact 2.0 and igniting public fascination bordering on hysteria. Amidst the frenzy, Dr. Voss maintained cautious optimism. She recognized the potential ramifications of misreading the message. Miscommunication could escalate tensions, leading to disastrous outcomes. Therefore, she advocated proceeding methodically, prioritizing clarity above haste. Further exchanges ensued, each iteration refining mutual understanding. Over time, rudimentary exchanges evolved into something resembling conversation. Topics ranged from astrophysical phenomena to philosophical musings on existence. Despite limitations imposed by differing perspectives, common ground emerged. Perhaps most intriguingly, insights gained illuminated aspects of black hole dynamics previously shrouded in mystery. Gravitonic organisms described manipulating event horizons akin to sculptors shaping clay, bending light paths and altering tidal forces according to their needs. Far from passive inhabitants, they actively shaped their surroundings, engineering microcosms tailored to sustain their unique physiology. Observers likened their feats to gods wielding cosmic tools, reshaping reality at whim. Such revelations raised profound questions. Did these beings originate naturally, products of serendipitous conditions fostering emergence? Or had they ascended from lesser forms, evolving consciousness over eons until transcending material constraints? Evidence leaned toward the latter hypothesis. Evolution operates incrementally, favoring gradual change over sudden leaps. Thus, it stood to reason these entities represented apex achievements, culmination points along evolutionary arcs spanning billions of years. As the dialogue with the gravitonic organisms deepened, humanity began to piece together fragments of their existence. These beings described themselves not as individuals but as part of a collective consciousness, a vast network of interconnected entities sharing thoughts and experiences instantaneously. To them, isolation was an alien concept. Their identity transcended singular forms, existing instead as a unified whole. This revelation challenged human notions of individuality and selfhood. Could such a society function without conflict or hierarchy? Or was their harmony born from millennia of evolution, erasing vestiges of competition? The collective nature of these beings also shed light on their relationship with black holes. They weren't merely inhabitants of these cosmic voids, they were symbiotically linked to them. Black holes served as conduits for their consciousness, amplifying their ability to manipulate space-time. Through intricate interactions with the event horizon, they could read the fabric of reality like pages in a book, deciphering patterns invisible to lesser intelligences. Their descriptions painted black holes not as destructive forces but as wellsprings of potential, nurturing life forms capable of bending physics to their will. Yet, despite their advanced capabilities, the gravitonic organisms exhibited restraint. They spoke of observing younger civilizations, watching silently as stars formed, planets cooled, and primitive life took root. Humanity wasn't the first species they had encountered, nor would it be the last. Each interaction, they explained, carried weighty implications for both parties involved. The introduction of new ideas, technologies, or philosophies could destabilize fragile societies still grappling with existential questions. Thus, they approached contact cautiously, weighing risks against benefits before engaging. This cautiousness resonated deeply with Dr. Voss. She understood the delicate balance required when bridging vastly different cultures. Her team worked tirelessly to ensure every transmission conveyed respect and humility. They avoided making demands or revealing Earth's vulnerabilities, focusing instead on fostering mutual understanding. In return, the gravitonic beings shared glimpses of their knowledge, insights into quantum mechanics, astrophysics, and even metaphysical concepts that defied conventional logic. These exchanges sparked revolutions in human science, pushing boundaries once thought insurmountable. One breakthrough stood out above all others: the discovery of temporal resonance. According to the gravitonic organisms, time wasn't a linear progression but a multidimensional field influenced by gravitational forces. By modulating specific frequencies within this field, they could create localized distortions, effectively slowing, accelerating, or even reversing time's flow. Such abilities seemed godlike, yet the beings emphasized their limitations. Temporal manipulation required immense energy and precision, achievable only near black holes where conditions aligned perfectly. Human researchers struggled to grasp the full implications of temporal resonance. Early experiments yielded inconsistent results, often ending in catastrophic failures. But perseverance paid off. By mimicking the gravitonic methods, scientists developed rudimentary devices capable of altering time on microscopic scales. Though far from practical applications, these prototypes hinted at future possibilities: faster-than-light travel, age reversal, or even glimpses into alternate timelines. The prospect ignited fervor across industries, prompting debates over ethical use and societal impact. Meanwhile, the philosophical ramifications loomed large. If time could be manipulated, what did that mean for free will? Were choices predetermined, or could events unfold differently depending on external intervention? These questions haunted philosophers and theologians alike, challenging long-held beliefs about destiny and agency. Some argued humanity wasn't ready for such power, warning of unintended consequences. Others saw opportunity, an invitation to transcend mortality and redefine existence itself. Amidst these discussions, Dr. Voss remained grounded. She reminded colleagues that technology alone couldn't solve humanity's deepest problems. Progress required wisdom, empathy, and a commitment to ethical principles. Lessons learned from the gravitonic organisms underscore this truth. Their mastery of space-time hadn't eradicated suffering or conflict among lesser beings. It had simply shifted challenges to higher planes. Humanity must tread carefully, balancing ambition with responsibility. As months turned into years, communication with the gravitonic organisms grew more frequent and nuanced. They revealed tantalizing details about their origins, describing epochs when galaxies burned brightly before fading into darkness. Their ancestors, they claimed, emerged during the universe's infancy, born from primordial fluctuations amplified by collapsing stars. Over eons, they evolved, adapting to increasingly extreme environments until settling near black holes, where conditions favored their unique physiology. These accounts sparked renewed interest in cosmology. Researchers revisited theories about the early universe, searching for evidence supporting the gravitonic narrative. Surprisingly, certain anomalies aligned with their descriptions, patterns in cosmic microwave background radiation suggesting ancient structures predating known galaxies. Could these remnants mark the birthplaces of gravitonic civilizations? If so, humanity stood on the brink of uncovering history stretching back billions of years. Simultaneously, efforts to decode their language intensified. While initial exchanges relied heavily on mathematics, subtler nuances emerged as familiarity increased. Metaphors replaced equations, conveying emotions and abstract concepts difficult to quantify. One recurring theme centered around harmony, a state achieved through balance between opposing forces. To the gravitonic beings, existence represented a perpetual dance between creation and destruction, order and chaos. Achieving harmony meant embracing both extremes, finding unity amidst contradiction. This worldview resonated profoundly with many humans. Artists, writers, and musicians drew inspiration from these teachings, creating works exploring duality and interconnectedness. Philosophical movements sprang up advocating similar ideals, promoting global cooperation and environmental stewardship. Critics dismiss such enthusiasm as naive idealism, arguing humanity's track record offered little hope for lasting peace. Yet proponents countered that inspiration often preceded action. Change began with imagination. Despite growing rapport, tension simmered beneath the surface. Not everyone welcomed the gravitonic presence. Skeptics accused Dr. Voss and her team of prioritizing alien interests over human welfare. Conspiracy theories proliferated, alleging secret agreements granting extraterrestrial entities control over Earth's resources. Governments scrambled to regulate access to classified data, fearing leaks could incite panic or unrest. Such fears weren't entirely unfounded. Gravitonic technology promised unparalleled advancements, but also unprecedented risks. Imagine weapons harnessing temporal distortion, capable of erasing entire populations from history, or surveillance systems monitoring every moment of human activity across multiple timelines. Even benign applications raised ethical dilemmas. Should corporations profit from innovations derived from alien knowledge? Who decided which nations benefited most? Dr. Voss addressed these concerns head-on, advocating transparency and international collaboration. She proposed establishing a global council tasked with overseeing research and development, ensuring equitable distribution of benefits while safeguarding against misuse. Resistance came from predictable quarters, powerful elites reluctant to cede authority, but public support bolstered her cause. Millions rallied behind calls for unity, recognizing humanity's survival depended on collective effort rather than divisive agendas. In response, the gravitonic beings expressed cautious approval. They acknowledged humanity's flaws but admired its capacity for growth. Their guidance proved invaluable, offering perspectives untainted by terrestrial biases. Together, humans and aliens forged tentative alliances, laying groundwork for partnerships transcending planetary boundaries. A pivotal moment arrived when the gravitonic organisms invited representatives from Earth to visit Sagittarius A-. Using encoded instructions, they designed a vessel capable of surviving journey through the event horizon. Dubbed the Event Horizon Explorer - this craft incorporated cutting-edge materials and propulsion systems inspired by alien blueprints. Its mission: establish direct contact, bridging gaps no signal could traverse. Preparation spanned years, involving thousands of engineers, scientists, and diplomats. Every contingency was considered, from psychological effects of prolonged isolation to cultural sensitivities during interactions. Crew members underwent rigorous training, learning protocols designed to minimize misunderstandings. Among them was Dr. Voss herself, determined to witness firsthand the wonders she'd spent decades studying. Launch day arrived amid fanfare and trepidation. Billions tuned in as the Explorer departed Earth, propelled by engines humming with alien-derived energy. Cameras captured tearful farewells and jubilant celebrations, reflecting humanity's bittersweet embrace of the unknown. As the ship vanished into the void, silence fell, a poignant reminder of distances separating worlds. Weeks passed without word. Then, suddenly, a transmission flickered to life. Grainy images showed awestruck astronauts floating amidst swirling energies, dwarfed by colossal structures radiating otherworldly hues. Surrounding them hovered gravitonic entities, their fractal forms shimmering like living constellations. Communication resumed, now face-to-face, or as close as possible given their disparate natures. The encounter exceeded expectations. Gravitonic beings welcomed visitors warmly, enveloping them in fields of pulsating light. Human senses struggled to process sensations flooding neural pathways, waves of emotion transmitted telepathically, bypassing verbal barriers. Joy, curiosity, and awe mingled freely, forging bonds transcending words. Guided tours revealed marvels beyond comprehension. Cities constructed from pure energy floated effortlessly, sustained by harmonized gravitational waves. Libraries stored information not as text or code, but as experiential memories, accessible via resonant frequencies. Art installations pulsed with vibrant colors shifting according to viewer perspective, illustrating subjective interpretations of beauty. Most astonishingly, the gravitonic civilization operated without centralized leadership. Decisions emerged organically through consensus, shaped by collective input rather than hierarchical dictates. Disputes resolved swiftly, guided by principles of harmony and mutual benefit. Observers marveled at efficiency, wondering whether humanity could adopt similar models. Yet shadows lingered. Despite apparent perfection, cracks hinted at underlying tensions. Certain factions advocated limiting contact with outsiders, fearing contamination of cherished traditions. Others pushed for greater engagement, believing diversity strengthened resilience. Balancing these opposing views tested unity, reminding humans of parallels closer to home. Returning to Earth, the crew faced daunting tasks. How to convey experiences defying description. Videos captured mere slivers of reality, filtered through imperfect lenses. Words faltered under weight of emotions too profound for articulation. Instead, emphasis shifted toward tangible outcomes, sharing innovations sparked by exposure to alien ingenuity. Breakthroughs poured forth, clean energy sources mimicking stellar fusion, medical treatments leveraging quantum entanglement, architectural designs optimizing resource efficiency. Each advancement bore testament to lessons learned, blending human creativity with extraterrestrial insight. Prosperity surged, lifting millions from poverty while reducing ecological strain. But progress exacted tolls. Traditional industries collapsed under pressure from superior alternatives. Workers displaced by automation struggled to adapt, fueling resentment toward perceived beneficiaries. Social divides widened, threatening hard-won stability. Once again, humanity confronted familiar challenges: inequality, greed, fear of change. Gravitonic allies watched sympathetically, offering counsel tempered by experience. They cautioned against rushing transitions, urging patience and inclusivity. Change, they emphasized, must uplift rather than alienate. Inspired by their wisdom, leaders redoubled efforts to address grievances, fostering dialogue between stakeholders. Gradually, wounds healed, paving way for brighter futures. Decades later, humanity stood transformed. Cities gleamed with crystalline towers powered by sustainable grids. Starships ferried passengers between planets colonized through cooperative ventures. Education flourished, emphasizing critical thinking and empathy alongside technical skills. Peace reigned, not utopia, but equilibrium maintained through vigilance and goodwill. Central to this transformation loomed black holes, no longer feared but revered. Research stations orbited these enigmatic giants, unlocking secrets shaping galactic destiny. Scientists collaborated seamlessly with gravitonic counterparts, merging disciplines into cohesive frameworks. Knowledge expanded exponentially, illuminating mysteries once deemed impenetrable. Yet questions persisted. What lay beyond observable horizons? Did other civilizations await discovery, hidden among distant stars? And what ultimate purpose drove existence itself? Answers eluded grasp, tantalizingly close yet perpetually elusive. Perhaps that uncertainty fueled exploration, driving restless spirits ever outward. Generations passed, weaving tales of wonder into cultural fabric. Children dreamed of traversing wormholes, communing with celestial titans. Artists crafted masterpieces celebrating unity amid diversity. Historians chronicled milestones marking humanity's ascent from fledgling species to interstellar pioneers. Through it all, connections endured. Gravitonic beings remained steadfast partners, guiding protégés through trials testing resolve. Together, they faced cosmic upheavals, supernovae erupting, galaxies colliding, dark matter coalescing into nascent formations. Challenges strengthened bonds, affirming shared destiny. And so life continued, cyclical yet dynamic. Births followed deaths, discoveries supplanted ignorance, hopes replaced despair. Amidst infinite expanse, tiny specks dared defy oblivion, carving legacies etched in starlight. Reflection brought clarity. Humanity realized its place within grand tapestry, not apex predators nor hapless victims, but threads contributing texture and depth. Existence mattered less than participation, legacy less than contribution. Purpose resided in striving, learning, loving. Gravitonic wisdom echoed softly. Harmony arises not from domination but integration. Embracing this truth, humans embraced roles as stewards rather than conquerors. Resources replenished naturally. Ecosystems thrived symbiotically. Technologies enhanced rather than exploited. Visionaries envisioned futures stretching eons hence. Cities sprawled across moonscapes. Oceans teemed with bioengineered marvels. Minds merged digitally yet retained individuality. Dreams soared skyward, tethered lightly to earthly roots. Epilogue approached gently, like twilight yielding to dawn. Stories concluded, chapters closed, yet narratives unfolded endlessly. Each ending birthed beginnings, loops spiraling outward infinitely. Black holes remained eternal enigmas, gateways to realms unknowable. Within their depths danced beings defying definition, ambassadors bridging dimensions. Humanity honored legacy, cherishing gifts bestowed graciously. Legacy extended beyond flesh and bone. Ideas propagated, inspiring successive waves venturing boldly. Footsteps echoed faintly, fading yet indelible, tracing paths untrodden. Final thoughts lingered softly. Wonder endured, propelling seekers ever onward. Mysteries beckoned, whispering promises of revelation. Stars twinkled invitingly, urging exploration ceaselessly. Thus concludes Saga Extraordinary, tale intertwining fates disparate yet harmonious. May journeys inspire courage, may encounters foster wisdom, may quests never cease. Subscribe now, dear traveler, to embark afresh upon voyages boundless, unraveling cosmos majestic. For adventure awaits always, calling hearts yearning, minds curious. Join us, and let Odyssey commence anew.